Hi, and welcome to another episode of the Silver Screen Show. And obviously, we are going to start talking about Endgame.
Not heard of it.
Avengers, Marvel,
okay, cool.
like 22 films.
22 billion in the box office.
Popular. Definitely an understatement. But yeah, so this is the final film of the sort of Avengers phase as it is at the moment. And Chris hasn't seen it yet. So I'm going to throw it over to him to ask us a couple of questions.
Non-spoiler.
Non-spoiler, yeah. Absolutely no spoilers here.
Okay. It's a 3-hour superhero film.
That it is.
Yes, I cannot deny that.
Yeah. And I saw it at the midnight showing.
So you must have got home, what, 4 a.m?
Yep.
Okay, does it deserve to be a 3-hour film?
Yes.
Okay.
Yes, absolutely.
Unanimous.
So I went to see the double bill, so it was
6 hours or something.
Literally, it's all started at 10 to 9 and we got out 10 past 9.
That screen must have been very musty by the end of it. All the...
It was packed as well, and it was in IMAX 3D as well.
Yeah.
It was sick. It was so good. But yeah, no, I think if they'd have tried to cut any out, it would have lost something.
And I think because the foundations are so good right now, it's worthy of a 3-hour film. It's not like they just put a 3-hour film after like the second or third movie.
Like
it's like the conclusion of like a 20-film saga. So
yeah, if Justice League was 3 hours, that would be awful.
Okay, because when I first saw the runtime, I'm like, this is a superhero film longer than The Godfather. I just couldn't comprehend it.
it's probably Godfather of superhero films, to be honest, man.
Yeah, I mean, that's the tagline.
Okay, so I'm glad it justifies it, and you're not itching in your seat at any point. I see a
Yeah, but
so
I think the first, like, before the final conflict happens, there's a lot of storytelling and it's not as much action as you'd think of, because Infinity War literally off the bat it's shooting fire, whereas this one is a bit of a slow grind.
Okay.
So you just need to go in knowing that the first probably 2/3 are a bit more slower. The final third makes up for it, but it's not as intense as Infinity War.
Yeah, and
so.
I like that though. I mean, there are some films like Infinity War. It does work where you've just got action on action and it's really punchy. But this was like you've just had this horrific event at the end of Infinity War. You want them to take a step back, and there's still no point at which I wanted to play on my phone.
I just think it's good for people to know, like going in, not to expect it to be 0 to 60 from the. It does take a while to build all the repercussions because it was a massive incident. Yeah. And they make a big deal out of the previous movie. It's not like they just ignored what happened. Yeah. They really, push forward.
And it's not like the ending is a quick fix. So there's a lot of like working out.
I'd hate for a 3-hour film to have a quick. Oh, and this happened at the
end. Yeah, exactly. There's a lot of development of the idea on how they're going to resolve everything. So no, I think it, like you say, it's a slow grind, but it still really holds your attention.
A couple more questions that have occurred to me. I know Robert Downey Jr.'s performance has been commended. Would you back that up?
Well, he's pretty much held the whole franchise together.
He started it. Really,
he is like the MCU in a sense.
Yeah.
Now he is one of the main focuses of the film, and he's like the main emotional push.
It's like the OG.
Yeah, him and Captain America have the main emotional drive at the core of the film.
Yeah.
So
it is very emotional, and you can see like there's a bit where he doesn't know. What to do. He's like, oh, shall I do this or shall I stay, and everything, and you can see that running through his mind. And obviously, like with the character, he's a genius, and you can just see all the cogs turning in his head. He's just like, oh, and I think he does do really well.
He's come into his own since I think Civil War. That's when like things really started to hit the fan, like in terms of like intensity in the whole franchise. Like it was all banter filled pretty much until Civil War, and that's when like Tony Stark's character really became a bit more grittier, down to earth.
Father figure.
Exactly, yeah, more of like siding with the government rather than being a rebel and a vigilante, which is what he was, at the start. So his arc really does, change up.
This is another thing. From the superhero films I've watched, I've sometimes felt the comedy's really been awkward against the drama. Does it all integrate here?
It depends how much of a fan you are, because there's a lot of throwbacks and call-outs to the previous films, and if you've watched them all, you'll love the comedy, you've loved the little Easter eggs, some are massive Easter eggs.
I was on the way here, I was really proud of myself, because I was flicking through like one of those like Endgame explained guide things, and it was like going through all of the callbacks, and I was like, yeah, got that one, got that one, got that one, got that one. But I found that in some of the later Marvel movies, if you watch any of the other reviews that we've done, I always say that the comedy has started to get too much,
Mm-hmm.
and it outweighs the drama and the emotion of it. But I think they really pulled this back. Again, you can't be too funny when half the population is dead, and it's not just humans; it's everything. Like half of all life was wiped out. You can't
Just
have a funny spin on that.
Well, it does have the banks, obviously.
It has
but
banter,
it is
but-
measured. It's not overly done.
Yeah.
Like, not like what's it? Which one was?
Age of Ultron was,
Age of Ultron. Yeah, that was like
not good.
Yes,
for
the
that.
main reason why we say is because they're just like making jokes and one-liners
Yeah.
and having cocktail
And then,
parties.
yeah, and
you
they're
know?
not even like it's not even good banter. It's just like just throwing lines at each other, and it's not good. But this one is a lot, like you say, measured, and the timing is a lot better in this one.
Okay. Now, for someone like me who hasn't seen a Marvel film since I think Doctor Strange, if I sat down and watched this, would I be able to follow it and be invested the whole way through?
No, I will not suggest that, to be honest, because it's a 3-hour film, so you really got to know the lore.
I mean, you
going
definitely
in.
need to watch Infinity War.
Yeah, exactly.
Like if I watched Infinity War, then I'd be able to sit down and...
I think
Probably
so.
that and probably Black Panther. Because their tech and all that stuff really has a say in it. So I think,
Yeah.
'cause I think Black Panther is the next one after
Doctor
Strange.
Strange, yeah.
Like,
So basically to enjoy this, I need to watch at least 9 hours of film coming into it.
yeah, to be honest, yeah.
It does have a lot of build up, and like you said, the callbacks as well. Like you'll be sitting there going, "What?
Yeah, what does that mean?
Like, who's
Exactly.
that?" And like my friends hadn't seen Captain Marvel.
Yeah, that might have to be seen as well.
I mean, does
Even-
it though?
I mean,
If you know of Captain Marvel, I think it's okay
probably, yeah.
because it is literally just it's kind of an origin
Now,
film.
if
so-
I'm like Brie Larson filmed her scenes for Endgame before her standalone film, so does it work or is it a bit awkward, like the
I think
progression of
you
the
can't
character?
really go into that without spoiling what
Okay.
happened. So let's leave that. Let's redact that.
No, I don't think you need to watch it.
Mm.
I think I don't think it looks like that. I wouldn't have guessed that. Some of the scenes with her are a little bit shocked, but
Yeah, but she's really neat though to the scene. So her
Yeah.
chemistry isn't as like integrated into the team. So like whenever Banner and Thor talk to each other, someone you can really feel it. But otherwise, she's just there pretty much.
yeah, and like she has more responsibility than and she doesn't have a lot of ties to Earth, really. So she's not like a really integral part of it.
That's a great Tinder bio right there. I have few ties to Earth.
Not my problem.
It's not my problem.
But yeah, I think overall though, if you're a fan of this franchise, it's probably it nails it. I think it is probably 5-star movie because just so much emotion is invested in it, and literally it's like one of the most hyped films I've ever seen, like in the cinema.
Yeah.
People are cheering and hollering. It's just like
Oh, I absolutely love that.
because like, Infinity War had a few moments. I thought nothing can really top that, but then this one did it like 3-4 times.
Yeah,
Like-
there were people, like you say, like the whole cinema clapping, cheering, whooping, like the laughter as well. Like people were absolutely creasing.
It's the experience. It
And
was just
there were hundreds of people there. So when I saw the double bill. So there were like 3 or 4 double bills showing. So that's 4 different screens showing it, and then there were at least 7 other screens, all showing the midnight release.
I left at
and they
11
were
yesterday.
all sold out. So all of those people descended on Uxbridge Odeon.
Yeah.
And the queue for the popcorn was going from the popcorn stand
Just
all the
not
way
happy.
over to the lifts on the other side. It
Alright.
was absolute madness.
I've got a couple of questions, one for you and one for
Yeah.
both of you. What's your star rating?
I'd say I'd go 5. I can't find anything wrong with it.
Alright, so 2 5-star reviews.
Mm.
Yes. Yeah.
Do you think it'd be the highest grossing film of all time?
I hope so, because Avatar's garbage, and I hate seeing Avatar at the top.
Okay,
Stop
we'll have a 10-minute
hating
discussion about this.
Yeah, we
Oh.
Avatar.
Yeah.
It's just Avatar's decent, but when I see it's like the biggest growth, I'm like, oh man,
I think it will have like one of the biggest releases.
it's
I
supposed to
don't know
make
if
$1
it'll
billion
be-
like in its opening weekend. That's insane. Apparently, that's what it's projected to make because it's
Yeah.
opening everywhere.
Oh yeah,
So-
of course. Like I'm like, oh, I've already seen it. It's already been
Yeah.
out for ages, but it was literally Wednesday
Mm.
night.
So- It'll easily join the 2 billion club, maybe even 2.5.
I think
you know.
so.
'Cause
When's it opening in China?
it's open already.
Oh, is it?
Yeah, it's like a worldwide opening. So
Oh,
it'll be interesting to
yeah,
see,
of
though.
course. Like you can't have like spoilers coming out.
Yeah, I think they can't for you. We have to get it out ASAP.
I love the hashtags that came out. It was like Thanos demands your silence and stuff.
Trolls be trolling them.
Yeah, and the like plea from the Russo brothers to be like, don't be game, just be game.
So on that note, Marvel's done it again.
Of course they have. Marvel and Disney machine.